because I'm still in the pilgrimage.
Uh-huh.
It's just that my twin brother ran me out in Indiana, and it got too cold, and I was like, "There's no way I can survive the cold
Yeah,
here."
you were
And
telling me that.
so, we're here. These are at the friend's house with Felicia. Is there any other name that you go by or anything?
Jimmy.
How? Jimmy.
Jimmy,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I remember that one. And I was glad because like I went yesterday to over there, and I just want to paint the picture again with my brother Jess, and to help out. This is how generous he is, and last time I was here, with the brother, I care about him so much. This is the neighborhood, and we go way back, and it's true. It's true. It's like my bond. I was like, we're so young. We're so like, I don't want to say innocent because it's kind of
Yeah.
far from that. But like, man, those used to be like woods right there, like a big old. It is a big patch, man. After all, and all that was dense woods, and there were so many trails. It was like a jungle for us in a war zone. In a war zone, it was just everything, and that's how we grew up with him. And he was actually a cute little boy. I remember him. He was just like just funny because they were so way younger. But I always remember, and that was like our life right there in the woods. We were just like those guys. But y'all, y'all always so kind, and I care for them. And last time he was alone. Now he has his better half or his other half, because we want to talk about how life really is and how to meet each other, and then it's about the children, the next generation, and the father again humbled Uvalde, and that's a fact. And how it happened, it was her son, and a lot of families are broken. He just chose Uvalde to do this thing, and it's a page out of Judgment. We're in the Four Horsemen, and honestly, we're in the fourth one, the dead horse. All the drugs and everything, it was just out. It was just out. I mean, drugs is the next. It's the pale horse, and death is next. But that's how we are, and they've all been bad. All the horses, there's four of them, the four horsemen. They've all been bad. But it's just the way a sign that he's showing us of the end days. You know what I mean? That he's very near. And in a microscopic level, the home breaks, and it just sucks. I mean, it's the wickedness is just in your home, and the drugs and all these things like in the whole U.S. and it's broken. There's a lot of brokenness, and yeah, the kids, the children. That's what we gotta think about. Because I remember it was pretty bad last time, and I don't know what it was, but spiritually, it's real. And he's here right now, and that's why I have the face of judgment. It's called the mask of judgment. And I go passing around information. I have like little flyers to explaining what it was, because I had a terrible meltdown. This was gonna be tattooed on my face. I was in Arizona. I had just gotten out of Skid Row in Los Angeles, and then ended up back in Arizona. I traveled. Was it that time? Yeah. I had just traveled 5,000 miles in a hotshot commercial driver of a brother that I met along the way, and we prayed for that. And he got that business going. Traveled 5,000 miles, about 4,800 or something like that miles. And oh man. Anyway, just though every city I hit was pretty out there. There's a huge deception. It's what the Bible is, just the prophecy. It's like it's happening, and he's pretty close, but he is already here. He left his instructions to have a better life, and it takes time, but that's why they have me. So I'm like a lawyer, because it's like, yeah, it could be bad. You know what I mean? Like it could be bad if we don't pay this much, or if you don't do this, these many years or whatever. That's the same. We're like on a prison, all of this, and our houses are like the jail cells, so to speak. When you go out in public, it's still like a prison. It's that bad, but I'm bringing it to a home level, which is what can rot society. So we see it's bad out there and in here. You know what I mean? It's bad, and you're in a battleship, and you got to get the team in gear, like just with love, really. And there's a way to it, but it takes a little bit of sacrifice, a little bit of time, and it's not just y'all. A lot of families are broken, like I'm saying, and I'm amazed to see you. I'm like, what? She's here, because I remember it was bad last time. I remember it was bad, and I hate to see that with my brother. He's been through a lot. I've been through so much. The stories I hear from my brother here, I'm like, I always thought you were just in the neighborhood there. I always thought you might have just been. No, I didn't see them for a long while. Our life takes our friends, our families, and I've learned that. I was like, we're learning to fly away like birds, man. We really are. And if we run across someone that that's a big blessing. You'll realize in the world what it is to really know someone, because dang, the world's too populated. It's not populated. I don't believe in the population control stuff. Nah, the earth is huge. We're just very greedy. So you see, there's a bigger monster, and a lot of us get caught up in that. You can't beat it. You're like a little ant compared to this big old beast. In the end, it rots, and that's what a lot of things are. This is the only way out. Let me just sum it down. This is the only way out. This is the only way. This is the only like. My goodness, I don't know. There's a lot of things that he wrote that if one thing that he wrote with his finger and gave them to Moses was the Ten Commandments. You know what I mean? And those right there, it's pretty good. It probably kind of sums everything up. You see, he did it before we even drew it. He condensed it. But to follow them is a whole different thing here and now and then, because of the power of Babylon, the power of the money, the wealth, the lust of a lot of things. You know what I mean? But we're definitely in the last days. The woman is the only way you can take down the man, and that's what we gotta work on. We gotta work on deciding or how to clean ourselves out. We gotta clean the closet out of some sort, and just to start fresh over y'all's marriage. It ain't no joke. It's like I put a lot of time and money in it. It takes a lot of time and money. I was like, wow, I don't even know if I could get married. I was like, dude, I could if he gives me the job and I just come back. Well, 2 years I'm planning to. 2 years I'm planning to come back in my regular clothes. Thank y'all, man. Even through y'all accepted me however I was, however the Father sent me, and that's a blessing upon y'all. And I want to help more. You know what I mean? I just have a spot, but I'm always going to counsel and it's just love that I come and try to guide you to a prosperous and loving family and father fearing. Like we feared our fathers back then, right? Those who did have them, right? I know we did, we had, but sometimes it's not the best thing either, because they're apart from it too. They're apart from it, and that destroys a lot of things. It might traditionally, our roots might hold on to each other, but our spiritually it tears things apart. It starts at home. It really is, and there's a lot of homelessness. A lot of angry people. They can do something to you, but I come back. I'm good. It makes you just want to chill somewhere. I'm not done though. I really would. Everywhere I would like to establish something. Everywhere I go, you do meet these people along the way that you're gonna work with. But I was like, I have to finish this pilgrimage. Or else, it's like my credentials. Doctors, like that'll be my doctors. There, we don't know, day by day, because that's would be like the end of the world. If there's a number that comes to me, it's 2045. And numbers really hardly, or years or nothing has really come around to me, or me ever announced something like that. But just for the first time recently, it was 2045. I was always wondering. I was like, because there's like trouble coming more. It's biblical. and nothing's gonna matter. You know what I mean? And that's what that's just like we must be even ready of some sort like this. It might be in our generation, of course. You're even younger, you know, not by much, but you're still. We're gonna live a little longer. You are like this is very important, you know. It's the beginning of something more insane coming, and it's has to start sometime. And I can't. It's has to do with government stuff. You see, it's out of control. Not just in here. The production of all this everywhere causes this madness. And again, the woman has always been the one to take the man down. And it doesn't. The father doesn't instruct it like that. He just instructed prosperity, loving each other. He's the one that gives you all the good stuff, you know. But you gotta, you know, to get married. I don't know. I almost got close to getting married, but I didn't get married. So I came really close, and I'm still at work myself. I still got 40 more cities, and it doesn't never stop. It's just that we can live a peaceful life. Peace rocks. Peace rocks. Just go through the seasons and get old and really respect, because I feel there's still another generation, another piece of our lives, another chapter.
Yeah.
When I get done, it's gonna be another chapter of my life, like something else again. It's gonna be weird going back, but it is. It's time. I'll be like this on Sabbaths, when I have a congregation too. You know, all that should do something for me. You know, I gave up my daughter. I gave up all my life. I didn't give her up like that. No. That's an interesting story. And I just got word today that she's gonna graduate this May. Yeah, from college. From college, and she's gonna go to Houston for her master's. And I'm like, what? Hallelujah. You know, he's taking care of mine, and I'm trying to take care of his. And whoever he sends me is the ones that are his family. The whole thing is like, he says, what's good helping out the people that they're gonna pay you back, and they're your own family. What's good in that? That's what everybody does. He says, go out and get mine, and the ones that don't have a family, you know, those are the ones that do his work. That's your family now too. So you see, our life is always meant to be dispersed, you know, like even brothers and sisters, one way or another. But some do stick around, and he's one that's really stuck around and just always been generous. And thank you, man. On top of all that, he already knows that. But still, like I said, we got a long life still ahead of us.
Yeah.
And if we don't, it's good to just be ready. Hallelujah. Well, thank you also for recording. And it's usually never good footage. Because I don't want to do this that much. I don't. I just wanted, when we're done, we get it together, and we want to help others. We just want to help others. And that's the only way. I was like, you usually be writing, oh yeah, really? You'll be writing notes, like journalism and stuff. But it's also like portfolio. Like your resume. Like, well, I got, videos you can see. Because there's no institution in this. There's no degree or nothing in this. There isn't. Yeah. It's just you go crazy, and you know how crazy it is, and it's you're keeping track of this. I was like, okay, yeah, that he has the overhand of everything, and that's what the painting is. You know what I mean? It's like it was real. I had a freaking 4-day meltdown. It was I was in Arizona like I was so afraid. I was like feeling all this stuff. I was like so much violence in my head and my heart, and like everything I used to feel like little love, and everything. I was having this meltdown. The hypocrisy was in my face. It stung. It was terrible. I just got all the signs, and it just melted me down. I had to listen to like music all the way through the night to the morning. I couldn't sleep. I just wasn't sleeping at all. I was just laying there, and I had to have music playing, and I was painting this other painting in Arizona, and that was bad. And I was like, what is going on? I'm gonna go tattoo the skeleton on my face, because then he sends a kid that the brother picks up this kid out of nowhere. They're partying, and he was supposed to Judge, to me, if you get too carried away with drugs, I can't work with you because it gets hard. I was like, I can't work with you, but doesn't mean that I'm not gonna talk to you or I'm not gonna,
Yeah.
come into my service, come in when I invite you. Absolutely, I'm not discriminating like that or not hating like that at all. But I just can't work with you, depending on the father's work, because I just know that all that drugs and everything is hard. Alcohol is just like permit like no more than two tall boys. And then we can hang out. No more than that we can socialize. No more than two tall boys. We're good. Anything more than that, I wouldn't want you to be like, you know, around the service or around the just because it's just so serious. I'm not afraid of that, but yeah, that's this is the best work, the help. So now we're gonna just get talking and this is how I counsel and more of the personal stuff, more of the details. I won't share that, but they allowed me to be here. They called me, and I'm always very thankful for everybody who sends. I'm not a respecter of persons, and yeah, we do need unity. I think the social media really scatters people apart, more than anything. But oh, well, it's a good way of information too. So it's time to get on the narrow road to know at least where the narrow road's at. I was like, it's that way. You'll know where it's at. Hallelujah. Chill out.